Your website isn't generating enough leads. You've watched lots of tutorials about how to build a website and all the great software options available. But when you actually sit down, ready to build it, you realize you have no idea how your website should actually be laid out. What content should be on your website and how should it all be arranged? In short, what should go where? A lot of people go and copy what their competitors are doing with their websites, but you're probably just copying lots of other mistakes. So in this video, I'm going to show you the ultimate homepage formula. So you know exactly where to put everything so that you can get more leads, more sales, more conversions. And this is all based on an article by Emily Kramer, who previously led marketing at Asana and other tech giants. I've made a few tweaks to the layout to improve it even more. So in this video, you will get the exact blueprint that billion-dollar startups use, and I will show you everything today so that you can steal it and apply it to your own business and website. And if you watch right to the end of the video, I'll show you a mock-up I've created just to make sure it's clear where everything needs to be. If you're looking for marketing help, I have over 15 years of experience in marketing. You can book a call using the link below. Check out some of the marketing tools that I recommend and use every day, or connect with me on other platforms like LinkedIn. So let's start with the hero section. 99% of modern websites have a hero section. A study was done where they collected feedback from website users about what they found most annoying when they went on a website. You know, what made them click away? What made them give up on a website? The answer was not being clear about what the company does. I'm sure we've all had that experience where you land on a website full of jargon and you have no idea what they do. The key here is to keep your headline really easy to understand. The hero section is where you capture their attention. So it's important that with the headline and the subtext, you grab attention and then show them that this is the solution they are looking for. If you don't catch them right there, then they're gone forever. Another study revealed that 92% of website visitors will never return to that website if you don't hook them that first time. So your main headline needs to clearly communicate the value or the end result that your customer wants. One of the key things that marketers know and that small business owners don't know is that people aren't buying what you're selling. They are buying the results you can offer them. For example, if you hired me to do your marketing, you don't care how I do it. You care about me getting you more leads for your business that convert at a higher rate, cost you less, and means that you can grow your business. So the results you get is the emotional buy-in. If you can capture the feeling they have after they buy from you and the results that they want, then you'll have even more success with your website. And then the sub-headline is there to expand upon your headline, right? You've caught their attention. Now you need to explain more about what it is, who it's for, and why it's better than all the other options on the market. Let's use the example of a dog training company. Let's imagine that your headline was "From badly behaved to expertly trained," right? It gives people the end result that they want, which is an expertly trained dog. It's maybe a little bit long, but it is good for illustrating the point, right? It shows that this is what the customer wants. And then the sub headline would need to convince them even further. So some potentials would be 25 years of training badly behaved dogs, or no time needed from you, we do all the training for you. Or it might be, we help busy professionals control their naughty pets, right? Those are just some examples that go a bit further on explaining what it is that you do. So then the other way I would do this is I would have check marks next to each of these, right? The little tick boxes, because it just shows, look, these are the things that we do. So the next thing you would then have in your hero section is a call to action button, right? This is here to give anyone who has made up their mind and has seen what you offer, wants to inquire, or is interested in hearing more, and it's a simple path that they can take the first step, right? Really what you want is for this to be actionable and specific. So don't use contact us, learn more, because, well, everybody does and it's not specific enough, but something more specific like book a call with one of our experts or get a free 20-minute consultation, right? It's something really actionable, something that people want, just helps get them to take that first step. And then finally, in the hero section, we need to think about the hero image. So studies have shown that people look at the main image on a website for about 6 seconds on average. Now, I know this doesn't sound like much, but when we talk about online attention spans, that is actually a really long time, okay? And it's important that this connects with the website viewer on an emotional level. Most businesses overlook this. They use a stock image of someone on the phone or someone smiling. I'm sure you've seen them. It's not enough because it's not relevant to what they sell. So really think about this image, how it represents the end result that your customer wants. And if you don't do this well, then you're missing out on a huge opportunity. And you don't necessarily have to go out and do a photo shoot. You know, if we use the example of the dog training business, it just needs to be a picture that shows potentially a happy owner with their well-behaved dog, right? So it could be a dog sitting nicely and ignoring a donut on the floor in front of them, right? Or something. And this could even be an illustration, a drawing, whatever. And to give you another example, maybe you fix computers, right? Don't have a photo of you at your desk fixing the computer and it's in 1,000 pieces. Instead, show a woman happily typing away on her laptop, getting on with her work. And so really, this all comes down to helping people visualize themselves getting the result they want. And that is everything you need to think about in the hero section. Okay, so next up, it's all about your social proof, right? Who else uses your product? Who else has trusted you with delivering the results that they want? And as humans, we are risk adverse. We rarely want to be the crash test dummy. So this is really, really important. A lot of people use, logos. So it can be logos of other companies they've worked with, or it might be, faces of happy people using their product or service. For us, with our publishing company, it's people holding up their books. Or you can have case studies. Personally, what I like is a mix of the two. So I often have, the social proof of the logos, and then underneath I'll have case studies. I really like to reinforce the social proof element of a website. I think we are such risk adverse animals, right, by nature, that we really want to know who else has used the service. What else has this person done? And it gives us that trust. Okay, so then next up, you want to move on to the benefits section, or as I also like to call it, the pain and solution section, right? So this is where we reinforce the problem they have or having and the solution that we can offer them. So as you can see from the example on screen, some of the advice is to talk about the benefits and features here. I prefer to focus on pain and a solution as a way to showcase the benefits and, ultimately the solution. So I'll explain again by using the dog training example. So for example, I have 2 black labs for my sins, and they pull on the lead, right? They jump at friends, at family, they poo all over the garden. So let's take the pulling on the lead part, right? The pain here is not being able to go for a relaxing walk, and the solution would be a dog walking and healing nicely. Also, a top tip, you want to make the first paragraph's text a little bit bigger than normal. The reason for this is a recent eye tracking study showed that when test subjects saw a story with a bold or larger introductory paragraph, 95% of them viewed all of it or part of it, which is a lot more than you see with typical text on a website, especially if it's several paragraphs long. So reel them in with a larger text, and then if you write it well enough and you lay out the pain points, that will put them all the way through the rest of it. They'll read all of it. So on top of this, I would add a very quick video for your business if you can. I think video introductions are massively underrated. Videos don't only just build trust, but they keep people on your page for longer, which is a great signal to Google about the quality of your page. That will help you rank higher as well. So again, there have been studies on this that showed pages with videos increased conversions by 86% on average. And in my experience, if you're going to add a video to your homepage, this is the section where it's going to get the most eyeballs and do the most good, right? You don't want it too far down the page. People like video for the trust factor so they can connect with you. So keep it here near the top. Okay, so moving on now, we want to be thinking about the use case. We want to think about the persona, right? Who's actually buying the product or service. And we also want to think about an expanded benefits section. So I'll explain what all of these are. Now, before I do, the reason I mentioned a few options here is it depends on what you're selling. For example, again, with the dog training business, I'm not going to focus too heavily on persona here, right? But I would focus on examples of successful training and more benefits of using the service. So quickly, I'm going to show you one of the best examples of a benefit section that I have seen in a long time. So one of the best examples of a benefits section that I've seen in a long time is actually on the Tesla website. So if you look on their models section, you can see here they have a few benefits listed, right? So they have stay connected, they have immersive sound, and they have room for everything. And this illustrates it perfectly, because if they had led with, instantly connect with Bluetooth, fast charging, wireless, all these things, but really the emotional element and what the customer actually wants is they want to stay connected, right? So they want to be able to listen to their music, they want to be able to call people if they need to. And then if you move on to the other examples, so immersive sound, right? Giving people the statistics that there's a 960 watt audio system with active road noise reduction, it's got 22 speakers. People aren't interested in that. They want to know, okay, great, it's going to sound amazing. If I'm listening to music in the car, it's going to sound incredible, right? And then the final piece is room for everything. That, again, summarizes it well, rather than getting too deep in the weeds about the liters, this is 280 liters or 320 liters like some manufacturers do. It's not really clear what that gives you, right? It's not clear at all. So room for everything, and then a picture of the bike shows you, okay, great, wow, I can get a mountain bike in the back of the car. I can fit lots of stuff in there. So as you saw with Tesla, this benefits section is really the place to talk about the most compelling benefits, the ones you think the customer is going to want the most. And of course, like you saw on there, you want to have an image that helps illustrate the benefit that you are describing. Okay, so now let's talk about the all-important testimonials. Arguably, this is the most important section. I know right at the start of the video we mentioned social proof, and testimonials are social proof, but this is where you really expand on the social proof. 72% of consumers will take action only after reading a positive review. So you don't want to miss it, right? And again, the rule of threes applies here. I definitely recommend finding 3 testimonials that do a really good job of saying something that's going to help someone overcome an objection they may have about using your service, right? So if the social proof can overcome an objection, then even better. And also try to avoid using the stereotypical reviews that just say like great service, fast turnaround, right? So whilst that's nice, and you really want to be a lot more specific here. So I'm going to use some examples from my own publishing company. People are often nervous about publishing because they don't know what to do. It's their first time. They have no idea where to start. They also worry about someone being able to create a book cover that will really grab attention and do their book justice, right? They have concerns as to why they should push ahead. So here is an example of some testimonials that I would choose that will overcome objections I know that my customers have. Okay, so the first review we can see on screen now is from someone called George Farrington, right? And so here he says, first time self-publishing, right? So immediately that's often our customers and what they're concerned about. And he says, Publishing Push made it easy, right? And he even went on to say that the cover art surpassed his expectations. So immediately, and he's also gone on to say that he'd use us for his next book. So he's showing that we made this so simple and so easy for him, and we overcame the objection, right? So this testimonial is a perfect example of one that overcomes an objection the customer might have. Okay, if we use another one here from this customer, I don't know why they didn't put their name, but here they say it's their third book project with us. But crucially, they mention here that for each of the 3 books, they took care of all the publishing details and sought their approval at every stage. So again, this is something else that authors often worry about. Are you just going to press publish on this without double checking with me that I'm happy with everything? So again, this is a good example of a testimonial that overcomes an objection. Now, if you can get a photo of the reviewer, then even better, because it adds even more trust. And if you can link or import the reviews from a trusted review site like Trustpilot, which I just showed you, then even better. Of course, anyone can just write good reviews on their page, so having a link to a trusted source makes this even better and provides more trust. So throughout this video, I've spoken a lot about focusing on benefits rather than features. Now, you're probably wondering why at this stage I'm adding a feature section. Well, buying decisions are primarily made by emotion. Absolutely. But logic is the key component that gets people to proceed. We still have to be able to justify the purchase to ourselves, but mostly to other people. So these are all the things that customers would be expecting from your service, right? That's what these extra features are. It's things that are just a no-brainer. You expect it to be included, like 24-hour customer support or unlimited revisions, right? Something that they are looking for. Now, once you've done that, then you want to move on to frequently asked questions. And I see this used so incorrectly on websites. Really, what you want to be doing with the frequently asked questions is handling objections. So what are the common questions, just like we did with the testimonials, that stop people moving forward with your product or service, right? Write each one of those out as a question and then address each one with your answer to it as if it's an objection or a rebuttal against why someone wouldn't proceed for that reason, right? So it might be, I'm worried it's going to take too long. Okay, great. Let me explain how we make sure that this is fast for you to achieve. And then if you can add a video into each FAQ as well, explaining that question, answering that question, then even better. It's going to just build even more trust and get that sale or that call booked. Okay, and then now that we've done all of this hard work, we want to nail the CTA, right? The call to action. So we always finish with a simple CTA. Request a demo, book a call, submit your manuscript, whatever it is. What you are really asking here is, look, you've read all this amazing stuff about us. Are you ready to take the next step, right? And the other key thing is repeat the same call to action here as you had in the hero section of your website. It's really important to keep that consistent. So there is, of course, a whole lot more to building out a company website, marketing your business. If you'd like to work with me, more directly, you can book a call. There is a link below. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn or some other platforms, and also check out some of my favorite marketing tools below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe so you don't miss future videos, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.